Good evening.
Welcome to our final night of an evening with Gilbert Sullivan. And thank you for coming out. You're in store for a great evening. I'm Eleanor Connors, the founder and director of the Music Theatre. We're happy to be celebrating our 20th anniversary this year, 20 years of Gilbert and Sullivan. And we are also happy to know that, we'd like you to know that we have members in our cast that have been with us for all those 20 years doing these roles. And we also have new young members. And what's so nice about Gilbert and Sullivan is it appeals to all ages. It's fun and it's music combined, and it really is entertaining. So I'm very happy also to have been working with my daughter, Cheryl Cherry, who is not only a prima donna, but produces the show with me. And we do an awful lot together, and that makes it even much more fun. And my son is in the lighting, and I have grandchildren in the show. So all of this together makes everything so pleasant. Now we're really, really lucky this year to have with us a man that all of a sudden wakes up with to narrate our show, a very familiar voice in the city, Markus Schwabe.
Some of you sounded surprised. It's nice to see some of the people that I wake up with every morning. And tonight you're going to not get a taste of Gilbert and Sullivan, but you'll have a feast of Gilbert and Sullivan. The appetizer is seafood from HMS Pinafore. The main course is sushi from the Mikado. And the dessert is birthday cake as we celebrate Frederick's 21st birthday in the Pirates of Penzance. And this is, of course, the 20th birthday, as Eleanor mentioned, for Sudbury Music Theatre, and I'm delighted to be a part of it this evening as we share excerpts, highlights from those three operettas. And we begin with HMS Pinafore, or, as some prefer to call it, The Last That Loved. This story begins with His Majesty's ship Pinafore, anchored in the harbor at Portsmouth. The sailors are busy scrubbing their decks for the expected arrival of Sir Joseph Porter, KCB. A peddler woman known as Little Buttercup comes on board selling her wares, stuff like tobacco and Jackie and peppermint drops. We soon learn that a handsome young sailor by the name of Rafe Rackstraw is in love with the captain's daughter, Josephine.
captain of the Pinafore.
And right good captain too.
You're very good, and be it understood I command a right good crew.
We are very good, and be it understood he commands a right good crew.
So related to a pier, I can hand, reef, and steer, and ship a salvage. And I've never known to fail, neath the fury of a gale, and I'm never sick at sea.
What never?
No, never.
What never?
Well, hardly ever.
He's hardly ever sick at sea. Give 3 cheers and 1 cheer more for the hardy captain of the Pinafore. Give 3 cheers and 1 cheer more for the captain of the Pinafore.
We are about to meet Josephine, the captain's daughter, who quickly falls in love with Rafe Rackstraw. Unfortunately, Josephine is engaged to the wealthy and more elderly Sir Joseph Porter. Rafe and Josephine plan to elope, a scandal considering their class differences. Their plot is overheard by Dick Deadeye, the despicable boatswain.
Sorry her Lord who loves too well, heavy the heart that hopes but vainly,
windows and I swept the floor and I polished up the handle on the big front door.
He polished up the handle on the big front door.
I polished up the handle so carefully that now I am the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
He polished up the handle so carefully that now he's the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
As office boy I made such a mark that they gave me the post of a junior clerk. I served the writs with a smile so bland and I copied all the letters in a big round hand.
He copied all the letters in a big round hand.
I copied all the letters in a hand so free that now I am the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
He copied all the letters in a hand so free that now he's the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
In serving writs I made such a name that an articled clerk I soon became. I wore clean collars and a brand new suit for the POS examination at the Institute.
For the POS examination at the Institute.
That POS examination did so well for me that now I am the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
That POS examination did so well for me that now he is the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
Of legal knowledge I acquired such a grip that they took me into the partnership. And that junior partnership, I ween, was the only ship I ever have seen.
Was the only ship he ever had seen.
But that kind of ship so suited me that now I am the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
But that kind of ship so suited he that now he is the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
I grew so rich that I was sent by a pocket borough into Parliament. I always voted at my party's call and I never thought of thinking for myself at all.
He never thought of thinking for himself at all.
I thought so little, they rewarded me by making me the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
He thought so little, they rewarded me by making him the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
Now landsmen all, whoever you may be, if you want to rise to the top of the tree, if your soul isn't better to an office stool, be careful to be guided by this golden rule.
Be careful to be guided by this golden rule.
Stick close to your desks and never go to sea. And you all may be rulers of the Queen's Navy.
Stick close to your desk and never go to sea, and you all may be rulers of the Queen's Navy.
My love to scorn, yet I adore her.
complaining to Josephine's father, the captain, that Josephine does not want his affection. Now the captain points out that it's just probably his exalted rank that's dazzled her, and that he should be assured that love levels all rank. Josephine doesn't buy it. She's madly in love with Rafe.
Toils for
the one with the patch. He squeals to the captain about Rafe and Josephine's plans to elope. That old Dick and the captain lie in wait for the crew.
Captain.
Ah, Danny, you take that eye.
Don't shrink from me, Captain.
Oh,
I'm unpleasant to look at. And my name's again me, but I ain't as bad as I seem.
well, what would you with me then?
Come to give you warning.
Oh, indeed, you propose to leave the Navy then.
No, you got it all wrong. Listen. Kind Captain, I've important information. Say, hey, the kind commander that you are, about a certain intimate relation. Sing, hey, the merry maiden and the tar.
The merry,
The merry, merry maiden, the merry, merry maiden, the maiden and the tar.
good fellow in conundrum you're speaking. Sing, hey, the mystic sailor that you are. The answer to the plainly I'm seeking. Sing, hey, the merry maiden and the tar. The merry, merry,
Merry, merry maiden, the merry, merry maiden, the maiden and the tar. Kind Captain, your young lady is a sighing. Sing, hey, the simple captain that you are. This very night with Rackshaw to be flying. Sing, hey, the merry maiden and the tar.
the merry,
The merry, merry maiden, the merry, merry maiden, the maiden and the tar.
kind fellow, you have given timely warning. Sing, hey, the thoughtful sailor that you are. I'll talk to Master Extra in the morning. Sing, hey, the captain, I tell them the
Ha,
time.
ha, ha.
The merry
The
captain,
merry captain Nigel, the merry captain Nigel, and the tar.
It doesn't take long before the elopers, Rafe and Josephine, are captured. It's a huge mess until little Buttercup steps in. She's been keeping a little secret. When she was a nurse many, many years ago, she mixed up two babies. The captain and Rafe had been accidentally exchanged. So immediately, Sir Joseph sends for Rafe and makes him the new captain. And then he demotes Captain Corcoran down to Rafe's former level of able seaman. That, in turn, has lowered Josephine's status. And there's no way someone in Sir Joseph Porter's position would marry the daughter of a mere seaman. So the new captain, Rafe, gets to marry Josephine. And the former captain is left with little Buttercup. And everyone lives happily ever after.
Joy, rapture, unforeseen, the cloudy sky is all serene. The God of day, the above has hung his ensign high above. The sky is all ablaze. The windward lands of perfect song will chase the flagging as the dawn, and when it finds the maiden part, till burn or fall, the corn is dry and green. Round the place.
for he's the captain of the Pinafore.
And the right good captain too.
And though before my father was the captain captain of you all, I'm a member of the crew.
And though before his fall he was captain of us all, he's a member of the crew.
I shall marry with a wife in my own rank of life, and you, my love, are she. Though I wander to and fro, wherever I may go, I'll never be untrue to thee.
What, never?
No, never.
What, never?
Well, hardly ever.
Hardly ever be untrue to thee. Then give 3 cheers and 1 cheer more for the Lord Captain of the Pinafore. And give 3 cheers and 1 cheer more for the Captain of the Pinafore.
For he loves little buttercup, dear little buttercup, though I could never tell why. But still he loves buttercup, dear little buttercup, sweet little buttercup I.
For he loves little buttercup, dear little buttercup, though I could never tell why. But still he loves buttercup, dear little buttercup, sweet little buttercup I.
I'm the monarch of the sea, and when I've married thee, I'll be true to the devotion that my love implants.
And goodbye to your sisters and your cousins and your aunts, especially your cousins whom you reckon up by dozens.
And goodbye to your sisters and your cousins and your aunts, especially your cousins and your reckon by my dozens and your aunts. For he is an Englishman, for he is
is set for our next story, the Mikado, or as some people prefer to call it, the town of Titipu. This is a story of boy meets girl. They fall in love, and then trouble begins. The boy in this case is Nankipu, the son of the Mikado. It's been decided that Nankipu will marry Katisha, a miserable old woman. Now Nankipu doesn't want to marry Katisha, so he flees from his father's imperial court and disguises himself as a traveling musician. Nankipu wanders to a town called Titipu, and there he meets a beautiful woman, Yum Yum. They fall in love. Now there's a problem. Yum Yum is engaged to marry the tailor, Coco. So Nankipu is crushed, and he leaves in despair. What we're about to see is a group of Japanese nobles take the stage. It's a year later, and Nankipu returns to the town of Titipu because he's heard that Yum Yum might become available. Nankipu's heard that the man that she is to marry, Coco, is to be put to death for flirting, a capital crime. Now once Nankipu gets to town, he gets bad news. Coco was saved at the last minute and given a new job, the Lord High Executioner. Now there's a problem for Coco, because criminals must be executed in order, and Coco was the next to be executed, so he's supposed to chop off his own head. You'll also meet Pooh-Bah, the Lord High of just about everything, and he tells Nankipu that Yum Yum will be married to Coco this very afternoon.
men might best be steady. So he decreed in words succinct that all who flirted, leered, or winked, unless connubially should forthwith be beheaded, 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 should forthwith be beheaded. And I expect you'll all agree that he was right to so decree. And I am right and you are right and all is right as right can be.
You are right and we are right, and all is right as right can be. And all is right as right can be. All is right can be.
So we straight let out on bail a convict from a county jail whose head was nicked on some pretext, condemned to be moaned off, and made him headsman, for we said, who's next to be decapitated cannot cut off another's head until he's cut his own off, his own off, his own off, until he's cut his own off. And we are right, I think you'll say, to argue in this kind of way. And I am right and you are right and all is right, plurally.
You are right and we are right, and all is right, plurally.
And I am right and we are right, and all is right.
Young man, despair likewise go to. Young the fair, you must not woo. It will not do, I'm sorry for you. You very imperfect ablutioner. This very day from school, young, Will went away and homeward come, with beat of drum and rum-tum-tum, to wed the Lord by executioner. Then the brass will crash and the trumpets break, and they'll cut to dash on their wedding day. She'll toddle away as all of them, with the Lord high executioner.
And the brass will crash, and the trumpets break, and the drums will dash on the wedding day. They'll toddle away as all with the Lord high executioner.
It's a hopeless case, as you may see, and in your place away I flee. But don't blame me, I'm sorry to be of your pleasure a diminutioner. They'll bow their pact extremely soon. In point of fact, this afternoon, our honeymoon with that buffoon at 7 commences, so you shall learn. And the brass will crash, and the trumpets break, and they'll cut to dash on their wedding day. She'll toddle away as all of them, with the Lord high executioner.
And the brass will crash, and the trumpets break, and the drums will dash on the wedding day. He'll toddle away as all of them, with the Lord high executioner.
Coco still hasn't beheaded anyone. But but he has a bunch of ideas. And if you listen closely, I'm sure you'll recognize a few of the names on the chopping block. Coco is still planning on marrying Yum Yum, and shortly we will meet the lovely Yum Yum and her sisters, Pitty Sing and Peep Bo. Yum Yum is not thrilled with the idea of marrying Coco. Her heart longs for Nanki Poo. And finally we'll get to see Kakashaw, the old woman from the Mikado's court. She's looking for Nanki Poo, who's been promised to marry her.
Someday it may happen that a victim must be found. I've got a little list of society offenders who might well be underground and who never would be missed. They never would be missed. There's the pestilential nuisances who write for autographs. Oh, people who have flabby hands and irritating laughs. Oh, children who are up on dates and floor you with them flat. All persons who on shaking hands shake hands with you like that. And all third persons who on spoiling tete-a-tetes insist that none of them be missed, that none of them be missed.
He's got them on the list, he's got them on the list, and now none of them be missed, now none of them be missed.
There's the local politicians who in council chambers sit. I've got them on my list, they never would be missed. There's Bartolucci, Bonet, Miss Martel, Miss Marlowe. Macaulay sure would like to see one of them go. There's the local competition, STC and TNO. And don't forget about Sudbury Sec and TC. Even so, the Sudbury Wolves would like to have a winning season back, but they'll need a coach and manager to get them back on track. And all those persons who insist on writing local lists, they never would be missed, they never would be missed.
He's got them on the list, he's got them on the list, and now none of them be missed, now none of them be missed.
recollect, you cannot show too much respect before the highly titled few. But nobody does so, why should you? That youth at us true habits fling is hard on us, is hard on us. To our prerogative we cling, so pardon us, if we decline to dance and sing tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la.
But you don't know us, the habits fling so hard on us and don't hinder. The habits fling hard on us, but you don't know us, the habits fling so hard on us. Tra-la-la-la-la-la, 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 tra-la-la-la-la-la.
The Mikado has noticed the lack of executions and is not happy. He's ordered Koko to find someone to behead within a month. As fortune would have it, Nanki-Poo wanders onto the stage, determined to take his own life rather than go on without the woman he loves, Yum Yum. Koko offers Nanki-Poo a deal. Koko will let Nanki-Poo marry Yum Yum if, in return, Nanki-Poo will let Koko behead him at the end of the month. Koko could then marry the widow Yum Yum. And Nanki-Poo goes along with the plan. This next section begins with Yum Yum contemplating the wedding.
Yes, I am indeed beautiful. Sometimes I sit and wonder, in my artless Japanese way, why it is that I am so much more attractive than anybody else in the whole world. Wait, could this be vanity? No, nature is lovely and rejoices in her loveliness. I am a child of nature.
preparations continue for Yum Yum and Nanki-Poo, and Coco learns some bad news. Under the Mikado's law, when a married man is beheaded, his wife must be buried alive. Yum Yum's enthusiasm for the marriage is suddenly diminished.
Brightly dawns our wedding day. Joy is our we give thee greeting. Whither art thou fleeting? Fickle moment, prithee stay. Fickle moment, prithee stay.
What though mortal joys be hollow?
Pleasures come if sorrows follow. Though the tocsin sound low,
Ding dong, ding dong.
yet until the shadows fall over one and over all. Sing a merry madrigal, sing a merry madrigal, sing a merry madrigal. Here's a howdy-do, if I marry you. When your time has come to perish, then the maiden whom you cherish must be slaughtered too. Here's a howdy-do, here's a howdy-do.
Here's a pretty mess, in a month or less. I will die without the wedding, let the bitter tears I'm shedding in my distress. Here's a pretty mess, here's a pretty mess.
Here's the state of things, to her life she clings. Matrimonial devotion doesn't seem to suit her notion, burial it brings. Here's the state of things, here's the state of things.
With a passion that's intense, I worship her and adore. But the laws of common sense we ought to ignore.
If what he says is true, 'tis death to marry you.
Here's a pretty state of things, here's a pretty howdy-do. Here's a pretty state of things, a pretty state of things. Here's a howdy-do,
Here's a howdy-do.
for if what he says is true, I
cannot marry you. Here's a pretty, pretty state of things.
Here's a pretty howdy-do.
Nanki-Poo doesn't want Yum Yum buried alive, so he decides to kill himself at once. But that would leave Coco with nobody to behead, and the Mikado is just about to show up. So Nanki-Poo offers himself up to immediate decapitation. But Coco can't. He hasn't killed anyone. He's a chicken. So they come up with another plan. This time, Nanki Poo and Yum Yum will be married and go into hiding, and everyone will pretend that the execution has taken place.
Mikado never did in Japan exist. To nobody second, I'm certainly reckoned a true philanthropist. It is my very humane endeavor to make to some extent each evil liver a running river of a happiness, a merry man. My object all sublime I shall achieve in time, to let the punishment fit the crime, the punishment fit the crime, and make each prisoner bent, unwillingly represent a source of innocent merriment, of innocent merriment. The prosy dull society sinners who chatter and bleat and mourn are made to hear sermons by mystical Germans who read from 10 to 4. The average tenor whose vocal villainies all desire to shirk shall, jubbing off hours, exhibit his powers at Madame Tussauds waxwork. The lady who dyes a chemical yellow or stains her grey hair puce, or pinches her figure is painted with vigor. Impermanent walnut juice, the idiot who on railway carriages scribbles on window panes. We only suffer to ride on the buffer of parliamentary train. My object all sublime I shall achieve in time, to let the punishment fit the crime, the punishment fit the crime, and make each prisoner bent, unwillingly represent a source of innocent merriment, of innocent merriment.
His object all sublime, he shall achieve in time, to let the punishment fit the crime, the punishment fit the crime, and make each prisoner bent, unwillingly represent a source of innocent merriment, of innocent merriment.
The flowers that bloom in the spring, la-la, bring promise of merry sunshine. As we merrily dance and we sing, la-la, we welcome the hope that it brings, la-la, of a summer of roses and wine, of a summer of roses and wine. And that's what I mean when I say that a thing is welcome as flowers that bloom in the spring. Spring, spring. La 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 la, the flowers that bloom in the spring. Tra la 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 la.
The flowers that bloom in the spring, tra-la, have nothing to do with the case. I've got to take under my wing, tra-la, a most unattractable thing, tra-la, with a caricature of a face, with a caricature of a face. And that's what I mean when I say or I sing
bother the flowers that bloom in the spring. Spring, spring, Tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la, oh, bother the flowers in spring.
Once the Mikado arrives, another issue comes up. Katisha, the miserable old woman, is looking for Nanki-Poo so she can marry him. But Koko has just testified that he's chopped off Nanki-Poo's head, and the Mikado is upset because Nanki-Poo is his son. And Koko is charged for killing the heir apparent. Koko's penalty is to be killed that afternoon with either boiling oil or melted lead. Now, Koko's only hope is to tell the truth, that he didn't really kill Nanki-Poo, but to prove it, he would have to produce Nanki-Poo. And Nanki-Poo's already married to Yum-Yum. He was supposed to marry Katisha, so if he shows up, he would be risking his own life and his wife's. So Koko steps in and is left with no other choice but to woo, win, and wed Katisha. And everyone lives happily ever after.
There is beauty in the bellow of the blast. There is grandeur in the growling of the gale. There is eloquence outpouring when the lion is a roaring and the tiger is a lashing of his tail.
Yes, I'd like to see a tiger from the Congo or the Niger, and especially when she's passing over tail.
Volcanoes have a terror that is grim, and earthquakes only terrify the dolt. But to him who's scientific, there is nothing that's horrific in the falling of a flight of thunderbolts.
Yes, in spite of all my weakness, though I have a little weakness, it's a passion for a flight of thunderbolts.
If
That is so, sing Jerry down, Jerry, it's elementary, our tastes are one. We will go and merrily marry, go totally tarry till day is done.
that is so, sing Jerry down,
Jerry, it's elementary, our tastes are one.
we will go and merrily marry, go jolly tarry till day is done. Jerry down, Jerry, we'll merrily marry, go jolly tarry till day is done.
The sea, the sea, the sea, the sea, the sea.
told during the intermission that the glare was distracting. Our final story this evening is the Pirates of Penzance, which is known as the Slave of Duty. It begins with a band of pirates. They're celebrating a birthday for one of their own, Frederick. When Frederick was little, his nurse or nanny, Ruth, was told to have him trained to be a pilot. But Ruth was hard of hearing. She had Frederick apprentice as a pirate. Frederick hated the trade, but being devoted to duty, he stayed on until today, his 21st birthday. After today, Frederick turns a new leaf, quits the pirate trade, and dedicates his life to the extermination of piracy. Frederick tries to convince his friends, the pirates, to leave that nasty profession, but they refuse. And what would the story be without a love interest? When Frederick was growing up, the only woman he ever saw was Ruth. And Ruth convinced Frederick to marry her. And he agrees until he sees a bevy of beautiful maidens on the shore. Frederick lashes out at Ruth, dumps her, and checks out the girls. Frederick offers his hand in marriage to any one of them, and they refuse, except for Mabel. She likes Frederick. And then the pirates show up, and they demand the girls marry them. The girls' father, Major General Stanley, will have none of it. He tricks the pirates into releasing the maidens.
From indentures free, strong his arm and keen his senses, he's the pirate now we need.
Here's good luck to Frederick's measures, Frederick's out of his adventures.
22 now he's rising, and alone he's fit to fly, which we're bent on signalizing with unusual revelry.
Here's good luck to Frederick's measures, Frederick's out of his adventures. Pour the pirate cherry, fill the pirate glass, and to make us warm and merry, let the pirate bumper blast. Hey!
When Frederick was a little lad, he proved so brave and daring. His father thought he'd apprentice him to some career seafaring. I was, alas, his nursery maid, and so it fell to my lot to take and bind this promising boy apprentice to a pilot. A life not bad for a hardy lad, though surely not a high lot. Though I'm a nurse, you might do worse than make your boy a pilot. I was a stupid nursery maid, on breakers always steering, and I did not locked. Oh, God, Freddie, It's okay.
Oh, better far to live and die under that great black flag I fly. That play a sanctimonious part, the pirate head and a pirate heart. Away to the cheating world goes, where pirates are well to do. But I'll be true to the song I sing and live and die a pirate king. For I am a pirate king. Hey! It is a glorious thing to be a pirate king. I am a pirate king.
We're off the pirate king.
And it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king.
It is, we're off for the pirate king. We're off for the pirate king.
Hey! When I sally forth to sea by prey, I help myself in the royal way. I sink a few more ships, it is true, that a well-bred monarch got to do. But many a king on a first-class throne, if he wants to call his ground his own, must somehow manage to get through more dirty work than e'er I do. For I am a pirate king. Hey! It is a glorious thing to be a pirate king. I am a pirate king.
We're off for the pirate king.
And it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king.
It is, we're off for the pirate king. We're off for the pirate king. Hey!
A bevy of beautiful maidens. Oh, false one, you have deceived me.
I have deceived you.
Yes, deceived me. You told me you were fair as gold,
And master, am I not so?
and now I see you're plain and old.
I'm sure I'm not unjust so.
Upon my innocence you play.
I'm not the one to plot so.
Your face is lined, your hair is gray.
Gradually got so.
Faithless woman to deceive me, I
deaf to pity's name for shame. It's true that he has gone astray, but pray, is that a reason good and true why you should all be deaf to pity's name? The question is, had he not been a thing of beauty, would she be swayed by quite as keen a sense of duty? For shame, for shame, for shame. Poor wandering one, though thou hast surely strayed, take heart and grace, thy steps retrace. Poor wandering one, if such poor love as mine can help thee find true peace of mind, why, take it, it is thine. Take heart, no danger lost, take any heart but us. Take heart, there is no shame, take any heart, take mine. Take heart, no danger lost, take any heart but us. Take heart, there is no shame, take any heart, take mine. Though thou hast surely strayed, take heart and grace, thy steps retrace. Wandering one, wandering one, wandering one. Take heart, take heart. Take any heart, take us. Take heart, take us. Take heart, no danger lost. Take any heart but us. Take heart, take any
I am the very model of a modern Major General. I'm information, vegetable, animal, and mineral. I know the kings of England and I quote the fights historical from Marathon to Waterloo in order categorical. I'm very well acquainted too with math and mathematical. I understand equations, both simple and quadratical. About binomial theorem, I'm teeming with a lot of news. Oh, thank you. With many cheerful facts about the square of the hypotenuse.
Many cheerful facts about the square of the hypotenuse. Many cheerful facts about the square of the hypotenuse. Many cheerful facts about the square of the hypotenuse.
And dedicated integral and differential calculus. I know the scientific names of beings and animalculus. In short, in math is vegetable, animal, and mineral. I am the very model of a modern Major General.
He surely has a vegetable animal and mineral. He is the very model of a modern Major General.
I know our mythic history, King Arthur's and Sir Caradox. I answer hard across things, I'm a pretty tasteful paradox. I quote in elegy X all the crimes of Heliogabalus. In conics I implore peculiarities parabolous. I can tell and noted Raphael's from Gerald's and Sophones. I know the croaking chorus from the frauds of Aristophanes, and I can hum a fugue of which I've heard the music's Pinafore. Oh, that's a good one.
And whistle, yes, that infernal nonsense, Pinafore.
Whistle all the yes, that infernal nonsense, Pinafore. Whistle all the yes, that infernal nonsense, Pinafore. Whistle all the yes, that infernal nonsense, Pinafore.
Then I can write a Washington in Babylonic cuneiform and tell you every detail of Caractacus's uniform. In short, a man is vegetable, animal, and mineral. I am the very model of a modern Major General.
He surely has a vegetable, animal, and mineral. He is the very model of a modern Major General.
In fact, when I know what is meant by Mamelon and Ravelin, when I can tell at sight a Mauser rifle from a javelin, when such affairs as sorties and surprises I'm more wary at,
And when I know precisely what is meant by commissariat, when I have learned what progress has been made in modern gunnery,
when I know more of tactics than a novice in a nunnery,
in fact, when I've a smattering of elemental strategy.
Badagy, cadagy, badagy, 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 badagy. Oh, wonderful. You'll say a better Major General has never strategy.
Say a better Major General has never strategy. Say a better Major General has never strategy. Say a better Major General has never strategy.
For my military knowledge, so I'm plucky and adventurous, has only been brought down to the beginning of the century. Yet still in man is vegetable, animal, and mineral. I am the very model of a modern Major General.
But surely man is vegetable, animal, and mineral. He is the very model of a modern Major General.
Say, old chappie, could you sing that faster?
I think so.
Oh, goody.
For my military knowledge, so I'm plucky and adventurous, has only been brought down to the beginning of the century. Yet still in man is vegetable, animal, and mineral. I am the very model of a modern Major General.
But surely man is vegetable, animal, and mineral. He is the very model of a modern Major General.
Major General Stanley knows that pirates have a soft spot for orphans. And that's how he tricked them into releasing his daughters, by lying and saying he was an orphan. Frederick gets the local police to launch an attack on the pirates, but the police are a bunch of bumbling cowards. Meantime, Ruth, Fred's former nurse, teams up with the pirate king and discover that Frederick was born on February 29th. A leap year. That means he's only 5 years old. They tell Frederick that means he's still a pirate. And Frederick, with that strong sense of duty, goes back to being a pirate. And he goes back to the pirates and warns them of the impending police attack that he initiated. Then Frederick tells Mabel he's only 5 years old. And he asks her to wait for her, and Mabel says she will. The maidens encourage the police to go into battle and be heroes.
birds martial sound.
Run, to 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 run,
Go, ye heroes, go to glory. Go, ye dying, come and glory. We shall live in song and story. Go to immortality. Go to death and go to slaughter. Die in every Cornish daughter, with tears your grave shall water. Go, ye heroes, go and die. Go, ye heroes, go and die. Go, ye heroes, go and die.
Go to us, it's evident.
Ta-ran-ta-ra, ta-ran-ta-ra,
Their attentions are well meant.
ta-ran-ta-ra,
Such expressions don't appear.
ta-ran-ta-ra, ta-ran-ta-ra,
Calculated to make cheer.
ta-ran-ta-ra,
Who are going to meet their fate in a highly nervous state.
ta-ran-ta-ra, ta-ran-ta-ra, ta-ran-ta-ra.
Still to us it's evident their intentions are well meant.
Ta-ran-ta-ra, ta-ran-ta-ra, ta-ran-ta-ra.
Go and do your best endeavor, and before all things we sever, we shall say farewell forever. Go to glory and the green. Go to glory and the green. All your foes are fierce and ruthless, false and merciful and truthless, young and tender, old and toothless, all indeed your mercies crave.
We observe too great a stress on the risks that on us press, and no reference allowed for a chance of coming back. Still, it would not be wise to carp or criticize, for it's very evident their attentions are well meant.
Yes, very evident, our intentions are well meant. Evident, yes, well meant. Evident, ah, yes, well meant.
Then why delay?
Let me go. Yes, forward. Yes, forward on the boat.
Yes, but you don't go!
We go. Yes, forward. Yes, forward on the boat.
Yes, but you don't go!
We go, and as they go, and as they go, and as they really go.
another.
With another.
A policeman's lot is not a happy one.
Oh, constabulary duties to be done, to be done. A policeman's lot is not a happy one, happy one.
When the enterprising burglar's not a burglar,
Not a burglar.
when the cutthroat is an occupied in crime, he loves to watch the merry brook a-gurgling, and listen to the merry village chime.
Village chime.
When the coster's finished jumping on his mother, he loves to lie a-basking in the sun.
In the sun.
Or take one consideration with another.
With another.
A policeman's lot is not a happy one.
Oh, when constabulary duties to be done, to be done. A policeman's lot is not a happy one, happy one.
The police do eventually attack the pirates. And during the attack on the pirates, the nurse Ruth steps in. She tells the policemen they've made a mistake. That the pirates are all originally noblemen from Queen Victoria's court. And they had just gone bad. Well, the police are shocked. They release the pirates and kneel in Queen Victoria's name. The pirates are allowed to marry the maidens and live happily ever after.